John Devlin and Sadi Zain. And now, Carol Shedlin.
Remember the youth mid snow and ice who bore the banner with the strange device, Excelsior! This motto applies to those who dwell in Richmond Hill or New Rochelle, in Chelsea or in Sutton Place. You've got to reach the heights to win the race. See the pretty apple top of the tree, the higher up the sweeter it grows. Picking fruit, you've got to be up on your toes. See the pretty penthouse top of the roof, the higher up the higher rent goes. Get that dough, don't be a goof, up on your toes. They climb the clouds to come through with airmail. The dancing crowds look up to some rare mail, like that a stair mail. See the pretty lady top of the crop, you want to know the way the wind blows. Then, my boy, you'd better hop up on your toes. Welcome, good evening, and thank you for joining us in this evening of being kids and staying forever young with Larry Hart. They climb the clouds to come through with airmail. The dancing crowds look up to some rare mail, like that a stair mail. See the pretty lady top of the crop, you want to know the way the wind blows. Then, my boy, you'd better hop up on your toes, up on your toes. Thank you. I've always loved Larry Hart's lyrics, and in researching for this show, I discovered that we really had a lot in common. We both went to Brant Lake camps in the Adirondacks, where, knowing we were really very poor at sports, he apparently arrived at camp with the complete works of William Shakespeare. I with a copy of The Great Gatsby. We both went to journalism school at Columbia. It's always about the love of words, you see. We came from similar German Jewish, very American backgrounds. Old school values stressing education, culture, achievement, and each feeling somewhat inadequate about living up to those standards, yet wanting so to belong, share more than just a touch of self-deprecating humor. So in my imagination, this is the perfect love song for me to sing to Larry Hart. I used to be a hoyden, boys were my hate. I was a lady hermit. I couldn't be annoyed in making a date. Silly, I would term it. You seemed so daring, my heart grew frail. Now I like wearing my coat of mail. I feel at home with you. Your brain is dumber than that of a plumber. That's why I feel at home with you. I'll match my dome with you. Your brain needs a tonic, it's still embryonic. That's why I feel at home with you. Our minds are featherweight, they're together, we can't amount to much. You use no better words than three-letter words, dog and cat and such. You have no head at all. Something like your knob is used as a doorknob. That's why I feel at home with you. I love to roam with you. Each place that we go, you flatter my ego. That's why I feel at home with you. I've a sensible, indispensable, great respect for you. There's a dash in it of a passionate, tender feeling too. You are a part of me, something that's giving me reason for living. That's why I feel at home. That's why I feel at home. That's why I feel at home with you. I do. Thank you. I also feel the same as Dorothy Hart, his sister-in-law, who said, I fell in love with Scott Fitzgerald and Lorenz Hart in my very early teens. Their gift for lyrical language appealed to the romantic in me. Well, that's fabulous, because my favorite author, Fitzgerald, called Hart the Poet Laureate of America. Hart was passionate about Fitzgerald and embraced the great American dream. Anything is attainable in this young country, full of hope. So let's have a show in the barn. And here are a couple of charming little songs about youth and hormones. You're the most beautiful baby in my mother's eyes and mine, and every other mother's child is too divine. You're such a sensible fella, it's a shame you have no sense. If you think I'm still a baby, then you must be dense. All at once, baby starts in toddling, and all at once, baby needs no cuddling, then soon knows all the names of toys and games, discovers bliss and kissing all at once. Baby needs affection to fall at once in the right direction. If you were wise or had eyes, you'd be able to see all at once. Baby's going to love me. Love never went to college, ignorant boy that, but think of the joy that he starts. His work requires no knowledge, so he can do it by using intuitive art. He just says, you two kids start falling in love. I ain't got brains, but I reigns over all these parts. Love never went to college, never had teaching, and yet he keeps reaching our hearts. Family lore has it that my mother and her gorgeous flapper twin cousins dated Rodgers and Hart. They were all at a summer family resort in Lake Placid, a bunch of kids hanging around a piano, even contributing lines to Mountain Greenery, big hit from their first big hit, Garrett Gaieties. Well, you heard that on the way in. And honestly, I'm a city girl. So here is a non-hit from Garrett Gaieties. Darling, you're so handsome, strong and clever, and sometimes you seem, dear, like a dream, dear, that came true. That is why I picked you out. Better men I threw out of my living room while giving room to you. I would rather read of love in books. Love is much more painful than it looks. Oh, sentimental me and poor romantic you. Dreaming dreams is all that we can do. We hang around all day and ponder while both of us grow fonder. The Lord knows where we're wandering to. You sit and sigh, I sigh and sit upon your knee. We laugh and cry and never disagree. A million kisses we'll make theft of until there's nothing left of poor romantic you and sentimental me. Well, there's a reprise that's sung by a gimpy old lady carrying a bunch of goldenrods and a creaky old man with a hot water bottle.
Goldenrod in season, always thought to be sneezing. My nostalgia for neuralgia starts in May. When it starts in raining, my knees start complaining with erratic and neurotic pains all day. Every time you hear me sneeze, that's my way of saying, I love you.
Poor asthmatic me and poor rheumatic you. Catching cold is all that we can do. Each time you hold my hand and squeeze it, your icy fingers freeze it. Each loving word you sneeze is you sneeze and sit.
You sit and sneeze up on my knee.
Your hay fever and I do not agree. I cannot love a human Kaiser.
You female atomizer, you're asthmatic you and poor rheumatic me.
Achoo! Time is a healer, but it cannot heal my heart. My mind says I've forgotten you, and then I feel my heart. The miles lie between us, but your fingers touch my own. You're never far away from me, for you're too much my own. You're nearer than my head is to my pillow, nearer than the wind is to the willow, dearer than the rain is to the earth below, precious as the sun to the things that grow. You're nearer than the ivy to the wall is, nearer than the winter to the fall is. Leave me, but when you're away, you'll know you're nearer, for I love you so. Thank you. Picture 13 college girls on a European grand tour. Truly innocents abroad, having such fun country to country, flirting wildly with hordes of cute college boys. On long Italian train trips, one of the girls who seemed to know so many heart lyrics kept us entertained, teaching us this one. In the spring, when the feeling was chronic and my caution was leaving you flat, I should have made use of the tonic before you gave me that. A mental deficient, you'll grade me. I've given you plenty of data. You came, you saw, and you slayed me, and that is that. I'm a sentimental sap, that's all. What's the use of trying not to fall? I have no will, you've made your kill, 'cause you took advantage of me. I'm just like an apple on a bough, and you're gonna shake me down somehow. So what's the use? You've cooked my goose, 'cause you took advantage of me. I'm so hot and bothered that I don't know my elbow from my ear. I suffer something awful each time you go, and much worse when you're near. Here am I with all my bridges burned, just a babe in arms where you're concerned. So lock the doors and call me yours, 'cause you took advantage of me. Of course, we hadn't a clue as to the meaning of the lyrics. So naive. Now, picture 13 bathing beauties on the beach in Venice. My favorite place, and Rogers and Hart's, too. Well, as we were looking for excitement, we got picked up by 4 gorgeous Venetian, no account counts, who led us willingly down dark alleys in our quest for adventure. When a girl has the heart of a mother, it must go to someone, of course. It can't be a sister or brother. And so I loved my horse. But horses are frequently silly. Mine ran from the beach of Coluta and left me alone for a filly. So I picked you up. I'm a sentimental sap, that's all. What's the use of trying not to fall? I have no will, you've made your kill, 'cause you took advantage of me. I'm just like an apple on a bough, and you're gonna shake me down somehow. So what's the use? You've cooked my goose, 'cause you took advantage of me. I'm so hot and bothered that I don't know my elbow from my ear. I suffer something awful each time you go, and much worse when you're near. Here am I with all my bridges burned, and just a babe in arms where you're concerned. So lock the doors and call me yours, 'cause you took advantage of me. You took advantage of me. You took advantage of me. You did. I forgot where I am again. But nothing happened, you see. We couldn't give away our virginity. And the boys were apparently much more interested in the chase than the chased. Imagine your bills are paid. Imagine you've made the grade with no dishes in the sink. All you do is drink claret lemonade. Imagine you own a car, a trailer that has a bar. Your clothes fit you very well, telling what a swell you are. You're such a handsome kid. Folks tell us what you did. No wonder Mr. Goldwyn made a bid. Imagine you're out of debt and love brings you no regret. If you can imagine this, then you must be nuts, my pet. With you, I owned the earth. With you, I ruled creation. Know you, and what's it worth? It's just an imitation. Your sweet expression, the smile you gave me, the way you looked when we met. It's easy to remember, but so hard to forget. I hear you whisper, I'll always love you. I know it's over, and yet it's easy to remember, but so hard to forget. So I must dream to have your hand caress me, fingers press me tight. I'd rather dream than have that lonely feeling stealing through the night. Each little moment is clear before me, and though it brings me regret, it's easy to remember and so hard to forget. Recently, I unearthed my bridal photo. It had been neatly packed away all these so many years. And I stared and gasped. I had completely forgotten. I was a princess. And this tall, dark, handsome stranger came into my life, swept me off my feet. A 1, 2, 3 big garden wedding. Life was going to be perfect for that girl in the photo. So when the band leader asked what I wanted played for the first dance with my groom, I thought the song that was written for me, The Princess. And I said, oh, Roger's Waltz, of course. That one. The most beautiful girl in the world picks my ties out, eats my candy, drinks my brandy. The most beautiful girl in the world, the most beautiful star in the world isn't Garbo, isn't Dietrich, but the sweet trick who can make me believe it's a beautiful world. Social, not a bit, natural kind of wet. She'd shine anywhere, and she hasn't got platinum hair. My illusions of perfection. There were almonds I chose to ignore. Tiffany engraved the wrong date on the invitations. The night before the wedding, this strange gust of wind from nowhere picked up and flattened the huge tent on the lawn. And he couldn't waltz. Social, not a bit. Natural, kind of wet. She'd shine anywhere, and she hasn't got platinum hair. The most beautiful house in the world has a mortgage. What do I care? It's goodbye care. When my slippers are next to the ones that belong to the one and only beautiful girl in the world. Well, pastels turned dark, and ultimately it didn't work out. Yet another thing I share with Larry Hart, also an expert in failed romances. When love leaves you all alone, you're living in the past. Then you feel so small, alone, and oh, the world seems vast. You tell your grief to no girls, you never make it known. Your smile is like a showgirl's, your laugh a hollow tone, and then your little heart's a stone. Nobody's heart belongs to me. Hey ho, who cares? Nobody writes his songs to me. No one belongs to me. That's the least of my cares. I may be sad at times, I'm disinclined to play, but it's not bad at times to go your own sweet way. Nobody's arms belong to me, no arms feel strong to me. I admire the moon as a moon, just a moon. Nobody's heart belongs to me today. All alone, all at sea. Why does nobody care for me when there's no love to hold my love? Why is my heart so frail, like a ship without a sail? Out on the ocean, sailors can use a chart. I'm on the ocean, guided by just a lonely heart. Still alone, still at sea, still there's no one to care for me. When there's no hand to hold my hand, life is a loveless tale for a ship without a sail. Well, I'm not glad to be unhappy. It never entered my mind that love would fall out with me. And unrequited love's a bore. It's true. But I am all alone when I lower my lamp, but spring is here and I am forever falling in love with love.
Every woman is a cheat.
Oh, that depends on whom you meet. Some of us are kind of sweet, so
Everything's comparative, you know it. I have fallen once or twice, and they always gave me ice.
But they also looked so nice. So
it's the same old narrative. We know it. Know it.
Well,
did you ever get stung? Did you ever get starstruck? Did a glamorous skirt ever pilfer your shirt and tie?
did you ever get flung, never knowing you are struck by a 20-ton truck in the form of a female eye? Did you say,
She lives for me, this is it, now at last.
you bit, you were it, you got hit by the blast, then you must have been stung where the doctor can't help you, and you swear that you're cured till another queen bee flies past. Yes, it's true, it's true. The heart is quicker than the eye. But as for me, emotional extremes are far too exhausting. Fantasy romances are much less painful. I'd rather dream. And like Larry Hart, I am an incurable romantic and insomniac. I've never met you, yet never doubt, dear, I can't forget you. I've thought you out, dear. I know your profile and I know the way you kiss. Just the thing I miss on a night like this. If dreams are made of imagination, I'm not afraid of my own creation. With all my heart is here for you to take. Why should I quake? I'm not awake. He dances overhead on the ceiling near my bed, in my sight through the night. I try to hide in vain underneath my counterpane. There's my love up above. I whisper, go away, my lover, it's not fair. But I'm so grateful to discover he's still there. I love my ceiling more, since it is a dancing floor just for my love. Isn't it romantic, standing in the night, alone and unafraid? Isn't it romantic that a woman might be pure as any maid? I hear the breezes playing in the trees above, and yet my heart is saying sad farewell to love. Isn't it romantic merely to be me on such a night as this? Isn't it romantic that my lips are free from any lover's kiss? I'm proud that I am lonely. I've no fear that I will fall in love. Perchance, isn't it romance? Thank you. My fairly adequate pianist, John here, is a wizard at wordplay and featured in the movie of the same name. Heart's wit. Yes, that's true. it's a good movie. You should see it. Heart's wit, however, is sublime. Be it wry, sly, mean, or just plain funny. This is my favorite gem of wordplay. It's all about the puns.
You're a siren if there ever was one, and there was one. You're a Lorelei, I'm a dope. You're a baddie if I ever saw one, and I've seen one. Darling, you're a lie, I've no hope. I'm at the end of my rope. You are so fair, like an oriental vision, but you won't make that decision. You're not quite fair. I'd pay your fare to Niagara Falls and back too, but you never will react to this love affair. You are the crepe Suzette I should get on my bill of fare. But if you love me not, flower pot, see if I care, see how you'll fare. If you keep on playing Rover, when I come to think it over, you're only fair.
You are so fair, but you know Apollo, and to say you're hard to swallow is only fair. I pay your fare all around the world and back too, for I'd like to give the sack to this love affair. You are the camembert I can't bear on my bill of fare. So if you love me not, flower pot, see if I care, see how you'll fare. If you keep on playing Rover, when I come to think it over, you're only fair. Your hair ain't fair, and you got no style in dressing. I'm afraid you ain't possessing no savoir-faire.
I'd pay your fare to the Tropic of New Guinea. Or I'd like to yell, say finny to this affair.
You are the freak event in the tent of a county fair.
So if you love me not, polka dots, see if I care.
See how you'll fare. If you keep on playing Rover, when I come to think it over, you're only fair. Thank you, Sadie. So Wren's heart. Our paths actually crossed one magic night in March 1943. We both attended the premiere of Oklahoma. Perhaps it was then he cast his spell on me. I was a child on the brink of life. He died 8 months later, at 48, leaving us his lush legacy and his romantic spirit. Once I was young, yesterday perhaps, danced with Jim and Paul and kissed some other chaps. Once I was young, but never was naive. I thought I had a trick or two up my imaginary sleeve. And now I know I was naive. I didn't know what time it was. Then I met you. Oh, what a lovely time it was. How sublime it was too. I didn't know what day it was. You held my hand warm like the month of May it was. And I'll say it was grand to be alive, to be young, to be mad, to be yours alone. Grown to see your face, feel your touch, hear your voice say, I'm all your own. I didn't know what year it was. Life was no prize. I wanted love, and here it was shining out of your eyes. I'm wise, and I know what time it is now. This can't be love because I feel so well. No sobs, no sorrows, no sighs. This can't be love, I get no dizzy spell. My head is not in the skies. My heart does not stand still, just hear it beat. This is too sweet to be love. This can't be love because I feel so well, but still I love to look. I love to look. I love to look in your eyes. Yes. My romance doesn't have to have a moon in the sky. My romance doesn't need a blue lagoon standing by. No month of May, no twinkling stars, no hideaway, no soft guitars. My romance doesn't need a castle rising in Spain, nor a dance to a constantly surprising refrain. Wide awake, I can make my most fantastic dreams come true. My romance doesn't need a thing but you. Mr. Shylock was stingy. I was miserly too. I was more selfish and crabby than a shellfish. Oh dear, it's queer what love can do. I'd give all my possessions for you. I've got $5. I'm in good condition. And I've got ambition that belongs to you. 6 shirts and collars, debts beyond endurance, on my life insurance that belongs to you. I've got a heart that must be spurting. Just be certain I'll be true. Take my $5, take my shirts and collars, take my heart that hollers. Everything I've got belongs to you. I've got $5, 85 relations, 2 lace combinations. They belong to you. 2 coats with collars, Ma and Grandma wore 'em. All the moths adore 'em. They belong to you. I've got 2 lips that care for mating, therefore waiting will not do. Take my $5, take my coats and collars, take my heart that hollers. Everything I've got belongs to you. Thank you.
Carol Shedlin.
First off, I want to thank Richard Rogers for all his wonderful music. And then the sweetest man in the world, Sidney Meyer, for booking me into this adorable room. The owners of Don't Tell Mama, the staff, and the wonderful Bobby Nealand on sound and lights. And to my very wonderful and patient and dear friend and director and producer of my CD, which is available outside. Oh, and I have song lists for each of you. The multi-talented Aaron Morishita. On bass, the sensational and sexy Sadi Zain. And my musical director, arranger, and duet partner, the incomparable John Delphin. And to each and every one of you, thank you so much for coming to share this wonderful evening of staying forever young and being kids with Larry Hart. I thank you all. And thou swell. And after all, don't we all just want to be loved? So I leave you with this sentiment. Dearest one, I write what I'm afraid to speak. I'm weak when I'm with you. Tears of love are causing all the ink to blot. So what am I to do? Hoping to find the phrases, groping to find each word. How they all burned like blazes, now they all sound absurd. Though I don't know where to end or to begin, you must give in. Because I'm yours sincerely, the one who loves you dearly. To think about it nearly takes my breath away. Very truly, my passion is unruly. A dream of you is newly born each night and day. Oh, but my thoughts are fervent. How can I make them plain? Ever your humble servant, faithfully I remain. I'm intending to find a happy ending. Because I love you dearly, I'm sincerely yours. Thank you and good night.
Carol Shedlin.